The Light 95.9, it's Christian News Connection. I am so excited he is back. Reid Lamport joins us, the author of Unleashing the Power of Encouragement. And my dear friend, blessings to you. How are you feeling, by the way?
I'm feeling well, Jim. I really am a little tired. Got let out of quarantine on Saturday, so I'm all good to go. Preached yesterday, felt really well, and yeah, I'm ready to go. Thank the Lord. He saw me through it.
Amen. Pastor Reid is the pastor of Church of the Rock in Poland. How are things at the church, by the way? How are you guys doing?
We're doing well, despite what's going on in this world. But we've been back and forth a little bit as far as live service and then live stream. The last 2 weeks we've live streamed because myself and a couple other staff members were tested positive for COVID. We didn't want to take any chances, so we've got the blessings of being able to do live streams. So yeah, it's worked out well for us.
Well, this book is. It's in my office, and I pick it up every day, and I look at it and read it and get some excerpts of encouragement. It's been a while. I think it's been, about a couple of years since you've been with us, and let's go back and relive how this book came. I know this is an awesome God was speaking to you about this book, so tell me how this book became Unleashing the Power of Encouragement.
Well, sure, Jim. First of all, I was not looking to write a book. It was probably the furthest thing, or one of the furthest things from my mind. I was getting ready for a hip replacement surgery, and I had been swimming at the Y. Now, at that point, I was teaching school full-time, special education in Poland. I was also coaching. I was the head softball coach, assistant football coach, and then pastoring Church of the Rock part-time with two other pastors. So I wasn't looking to do something else. I had plenty to do. So I was swimming, and I had this. My wife had bought me an underwater iPod, and I loaded it up with praise and worship music. And I'm swimming. I'm like swimming through the water, and all of a sudden I hear this voice just speak into my heart. I want you to write a book. And you know how God speaks to us sometimes, we love listening, but not always following. And I'm like, well, if this is you, Lord, I don't have any time to do that. He wouldn't let me go. You know how the Holy Spirit works. So it just kept speaking it. No, you're going to write a book. You're going to take the time during rehab from your hip, and you're going to start this book. And it's going to be a book on encouragement. It was very specific. And so I carried this home with me, and Michelle, my wife, just such a beautiful, godly woman, said, okay, well, we're going to have to get you a laptop because I didn't have one at the time. And so that was her answer. If this is the Lord, then we're going to do it. And so that's really how it came about. I had not really previously written a whole lot other than sermons and those kind of things, but nothing for other people's viewing. So it was a little nervous. I was a little nervous about it, but God had other plans.
And it just went on. Just God gave you the words, and it was just like flowing right out. I think there's so many things in the book, but when you started things off, which I know, but want to encourage people again, you worked in special education, and I can't imagine it was an encouragement. You were encouraging the parents, I think, more than anything with her children, and I'm sure you wrote one. I have the book in front of me. I can't find it where you started off. There was a woman who was really instrumental in helping about encouragement. Yes. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yes, I was teaching with a woman who had an adult cerebral palsy son, and I watched her. You know, I did teach special ed for so many years, and I saw the results of just encouraging these young children. You know, people a lot of times fail to even converse with these young people with disabilities. So to just grasp their degree of disability and then encourage them through that, and then mom and dad, they're always they're probably the least encouraged people at all. They have a child that has disabilities, which just raising any child that's healthy and totally normal and is difficult, but given disabilities, it makes it even more difficult. So these parents, they do need lifted up, and so I had the blessing to do that with these kids and their parents on a daily basis. But Cindy was this teacher that I taught with, and just watching how she dealt with her son inspired me, and saw that she needs encouraged. she's given it out all the time as a teacher, and she's given it out as a mother. She was a single mother, and so I just tried to encourage her as much as I possibly could, and the response was overwhelming, as it is whenever we encourage anybody. The response is always positive. It's always overwhelming. That's why I don't understand why we don't do it more often.
Well, when you were saying about this, I remember being here at the Light 95.9 for a number of years now. I had a particular phone call one morning where a woman called up and we were discussing something, and she found out someone was saying bad things about special needs kids and everything, and the woman just came out and said, are you familiar with Proverbs 31? I said, oh, yeah. She said, well, look up chapter 31, verses 8 and 9. And when I was getting ready this morning to prepare this interview with you, when you were talking about special needs, Proverbs 31, 8 and 9 says, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute, but speak up and judge fairly, defend the rights of the poor and needy. And that woman said, we have to speak up for not only for the special needs, but anybody that's involved that's having a problem, whether it's a single parent or abuse, but you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I went, whoa,
absolutely.
That hit me so hard. I've always remembered that. So I just...
Well, that's Jesus right there, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's
spoke up for the downtrodden
right.
and the needy. I mean, there's the Sermon on the Mount right there.
Well, yeah. And reading your book and going over it every day, and since I've been here, I've always wanted to be, and I said, Lord, it's not about me. I want to be an encourager. And quoting in your book, you say, being an encourager is really about selling Christ in us. And and your line, the paragraph said, if my goal is to encourage, I'm committed to my goal, and then my selfish attitude has no option but to be put on hold. So, here we are. We want to be an encourager, especially the way things are now today. Reid, my gosh, where do you begin? How do you encourage people? How do you do it? Take us through this.
Well, it's if you keep your eyes on the world, you're going to get discouraged.
Right.
And so what we have to do is take this light that is in us, and we've got to shine it. It's got to be genuine. That's why God is the one that gives us the strength, the power, the wisdom, and the wherewithal to encourage. Because we don't always feel like encouraging.
Right.
Come on, hey, what about me here? And we can get into that selfishness so often, and so we have to rely upon the power of Christ. And since the Holy Spirit is in us, and the Holy Spirit guides us, convicts us, and leads us, if our eyes are open every day, we're gonna find these people that need encouragement. Actually, if you want to be intentional, everybody that you come across every day needs some level of encouragement. And as I said, it has to be genuine. You just can't manufacture it and just start telling people good things about themselves. The key is that, listen, you're a child of God, and that in itself is just letting someone know that God loves you. And cares for you. That's a sense of encouragement right there that we need to carry forth every day.
Also, you refer to the book, if you got it, if you use it. If you have it, use it. Don't lose it. Just use it. I like the way
as an athlete and as a former coach, I had to say that to my athletes all the time. There was nothing worse than having an athlete that had tons of potential that wasn't using it. I taught special ed for all those years, and many of those children didn't have a lot of potential, but they worked so hard for everything that they got. And so that is something that I carried over into coaching. Listen, you've got so much potential. Let's use this. Let's develop this. And so it was my responsibility I believed, to develop the potential in each and every child, an athlete. You challenge them, and I think that was
well. And also to be an encourager, you also were saying in the book that we know Jesus chose us. He chose us, and that's it's. Where can he get the book? By the way,
you can get the book. There's a couple places you can get it at Barnes and Nobles. You can get it off Amazon, but I was going to tell you, if you have people call you at the station, you can give them my number. I can get them a book quickly and cheaply, and so we can go that way as well. Or just to email me at coachlam11 at AOL.com, Coach Lamb 11, and I can make sure that they'll get a copy.
Okay, that's Coach Lamb 11 at AOL.com. All right. So what else is going on? Is there another book in right now where you're trying to get better, or what? What's up?
It's all up to God, right?
Yeah.
I would love to do another book. I would love to do a daily devotional and use encouragement as the subject for that. There's a number of people that have used the book as a book study, and there's a number of people that have used my book as a devotional. There's 29 chapters, which would make it a good month. And each, the chapters are divided up into 3 to 5, 6 pages, so you can read them in the morning for devotional. So people have used it for that, but I would like to get a 365-day devotional and it's just a short excerpt from Scripture, and then just a short challenge for the day about encouraging. And so I would love to do that. So Jim, you can pray for that.
Oh, I will.
That would be something that I would love to do. Very practical way for people to every morning get kind of jump started in encouraging somebody.
How's Mark? Mark, how's he doing?
He's doing well. Mark, associate pastor here at Church of the Rock, was a head football coach at Poland for 10 years, and then he has 3 sons that were playing football at Springfield, and decided to go over there as an assistant coach. And there's a guy that just uses humility each and every day. He demonstrates it. He's an encouragement to me to be humble. And so he went over there, and now he's dealing with his 2 of his sons. His one son is now at Grove City playing football, but Brady and Bo, his 2 youngest sons, are now playing at Springfield. But he's concerned about the COVID and how it's all going to come down in the state of Ohio. And so he's just he's where everybody is right now. He's wondering what the rulings are going to be.
Talking about Mark Brungard, who's associate with Reid at Church of the Rock, and I remember when he played at he won a championship for YSU.
Yeah, he's got 3 rings. He was Jim Trustle's quarterback a number of years over there, and led them to the national championship. And he's got such a wonderful platform, still does, and people respect him so much for just the person that he is.
Reid, in the time we do have running short, quickly, we could ask, how do we encourage people right now? I mean, we can't fix it, but we can walk beside them, and that's all we can do.
Yeah, we can, Jimmy. We've got eyes that see. There's the difference. The world doesn't. We do. We know that it's not about COVID. It's not about this world. Our eyes have got to be on things above. And so we take a different perspective out each and every day, and that's what we have to pray about. Holy Spirit, give me the strength to get through this day and keep my eyes off of the news, press conferences, all these kind of things. And let me just carry this attitude of eternity out into this world. And that's really what we're supposed to do. This is a great opportunity, Jim. If you're looking at in the book of Acts, persecution caused the gospel to be moved further and strengthened even more. And so right now there's persecution. This COVID is persecuting believers because we can't be fellowshipping like we want to be, like the scriptures tell us to. So we've got to have that perspective each morning.
Pastor of the Church of the Rock in Poland, Ohio, author of Unleashing the Power of Encouragement. Thank you, my friend. God bless you.
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it. God bless you.